Give it up for Iris Honda. Iris. The next person we're bringing up here, you probably know him more from the activist circles, very involved with a lot of stuff going on with Occupy, of course, but before and after, before, during, and it's still going on, so there's no after, it's still happening. But give it up for Michael Novick.
So people who know me often know that I'm called Michael Novick as if it's one word. And the reason for that is that growing up, there were 3 Michaels in my apartment building, and living in San Francisco some years ago, there were 5 Michaels in the gay men's collective that I was part of. And Michael Bumblebee died of AIDS, and Michael Ward drank himself to death in Italy, and Michael Silverstein killed himself, and Michael Krauss, which this poem is about, was the first Michael to die. What to do about death? I guess there's some bad news to tell you. Yes, we have really bad news. Michael was hit by a car on his bicycle last night and killed. We didn't want to tell you until you got home from work. 1, shock. Numbness and disbelief take me from my feet, cushion, and weigh on me. Jumping back from the force of it, suddenly burned, knuckles to my mouth, unable to close my mind back down around the enormous abruptness. 2, disbelief and denial. It can't be. Things like this don't happen in real life, but of course, things like this only happen in real life. Incomprehensible, unacceptable in its finality, but knowing that my inability to accept it doesn't make it less so. How can it be true? I saw him Monday night. Once I was crazy and I knew with absolute finality that all the pain and ugliness in the universe, and especially in my consciousness, was someone else's paranoid fantasy. Knew that I had died and was in hell, roasting over a belief that I was alive and that this endless, painful burning was reality. But Michael was alive outside my consciousness of him, and now he is dead, though my consciousness rebels at the reality. 3, anguish, comfort, and grief. Only seeing, touching a hand, a face that knew him, that knows me, lets me experience my love and pain. Trust and space to let the hurt out, only to let the tears wash me. Only then alone can I groan and scream the denial louder than I knew was in me. 4, isolation, but I must plod to work and function, go to meetings and carry on. And I sink back into myself and bury my feelings until I doubt them and recognize the distance I have maintained, so that now when I need to trust, to let down and express my caring, I have first to tear down the barriers that I built. 5, non-acceptance again. Impossible to absorb. How can such a meaningful life have ended in such a meaningless way? I feel like a punching bag, vibrating my nose to each blow, and each time smacked and set down again like a leaden-leaded boxer. I want to retreat into incomprehension, but I know I must struggle to name it, to face it. 6, loss. To see your face in my mind's eye, now cold and blue. To not touch your warm and hair-fringed lip again, to not see your green sneakers and rusty suede jacket coming down the street at a lope. To give you nothing ever again. To write about you in the past tense, to see you in crowds knowing it's not you. I hug the people we knew knowing I am not you and they are not you, and I am at a loss. 7, bitterness. Sometimes I believe in God again, the implacable God of Moses and Job, a God whom I absolutely hate, who strikes out, arbitrary, capricious, glorifying his own name by blighting the innocent and righteous with epilepsy, hysterectomies, splintering spinal discs, wounds and weakness and death. The taste of pitching headlong down a flight of stairs or the seed inside the pit of a peach wells up in me, but I know that you and I took strength from the speaking of bitterness against the landlords and masters who profit from human misery, took strength from the atheists in foxholes who are remaking history in Mozambique and Vietnam, in Angola and Peru. 8, anger. Damn this monster that we live and die in, that you could not experience the fruit of your labor and struggle, that the revolution has not yet been made, so that we could be extending and preserving its gains, building the future instead of only fighting for it. 9, resolve. Death gains its meaning from life, and to know death is to know how precious is life, and that nothing is more precious than independence and freedom. 10, resolution. And now you are dead, and I tried to hold on, to carry on. The material dialectic of a life, the cellular commonality and specificity of a human life, the process and project, the thread of use snapped, and so the tapestry must weave itself more tightly together in your absence. As your life has made a difference, as your death freezes infinity in its tracks, so we will make your death make a difference. Take up the dropped stitch, the unfinished handiwork of the struggle that is the only immortality. We will sum up from your life and from your death and rededicate ourselves to carrying your life's work forward until victory.